Hey guys, Rich here with Brotherhood Reviews, and we're back talking about manga, and we are back with part 2 of my Fire Punch read. And like I said, I'm going to be doing 2 volumes at a time, and volumes 3 and volumes 4 were next. This series, almost dropped one. This series really caught me by surprise. I thought it was just all hype, and truth be told, it is not. It is very good. It is very compelling. I don't want to show you too much stuff, but I love it in the beginning because they give us just a little synopsis of all the characters that we will be seeing in this chapter, because we do get introduced to them like at the end of the last chapter of volume 2, or no, we actually don't. We get introduced to them in this chapter, but it gives you a good idea of like who they are, what they could do. But let's get into it. So we're gonna start off by talking about book 3. Book 3 continues of where Togata tells Agni that I will become your trainer, so you can exact your revenge on Doma. She trains him very, very well. Well, not very, very well, decently, so he can pretty much defend himself, and creates a fireproof suit so he's not naked, and a metal arm so it's kind of like a fail-safe, so he has an arm where he could really do damage with. And they construct a plan, which is actually a pretty decent plan. There's like a hidden route into the city, and they were gonna go through there, find Doma, kill Doma, and then, you know, his quest should have been over. Togata felt like that wasn't going to be enough, so she orchestrated a coup with the military of the city that they were trying to pretty much infiltrate, and sets up for all these prisoners who are blessed, but they like can use their blessed to like an extreme ability, and they were criminals and stuff. So she pretty much gets them to use those criminals to fight against Agni to make it a better show. But little did Togata know that Agni was going to change his mind about Doma in the middle and end up freeing all the slaves. Now, the fact that Sun was captured and pretty much spreading Agni as a god and a savior, when it came time and they actually seen Agni, they were like, who is this guy? And then he had a hood on, and pretty much was like the slaves were pretty much just like whispering in the background as he was fighting these criminals who were pretty much fighting for their freedom. Judah and the other head of the military said that they would be free if they beat Agni, but they didn't believe what they said. But they were going to take them to give them the benefit of the doubt anyways. As they pretty much lose one by one to Agni, a couple, the one dude that does the wind, his name is, I think it was Kalu. He tried to escape, and a dude that gets introduced more in the second, in volume 4, I mean, he stops him, a guy with a mask and a bat. I forgot his name, but I will figure it out before we move on. he pretty much knocks him out, and I believe he kills him because of the speed he was going and the force he hit him with. He had to have been dead. But anyways, pretty, oh yeah, and the interesting thing is, this is where he gets the name Fire Punch. Is the metal arm was rigged so he can use it as like a fire bursting blast, which he used to Dayada was one of the prisoners who fought against him, and he was like in some giant robot. He used that and called it Fire Punch, and that's how he defeated him, set him on fire, and destroyed his whole robot thing. He ended up freeing the slaves, becoming a god in their eyes, and pretty much thinking Doma was dead. So he didn't have anything else to fight for. Judah, the one that looked like Luna, his sister, she wanted to die, so them two were talking while everybody else was trying to escape, and she ultimately ended up touching his fire and catching herself on in flames. And then this mysterious person came and saved her and called themselves the Ice Witch, and that was pretty much the end of the volume. This volume really threw me for a loop, and towards the training, it kind of was like, all right, like, because they were trying to get to know each other, and sometimes the pain of the fire really gets to Agni, so Togata was teaching him English to help get his mind off of the pain, because sometimes he couldn't keep his mind off the pain, and it was there. He's a man on fire. But I thought that was interesting. They showed other ways that he used to get his mind off of his agonizing pain. But ultimately, he doesn't know what to do now. Doma's presumed to be dead, and he doesn't know if he has anything else to fight for. So the Ice Queen pretty much gave him something else to fight for. And it was very interesting because, like, Togata said, like, the Ice Queen isn't real, and it was just like a coup to keep all humanity in check. So we'll see what happens. We'll explain a little bit more once we talk more about Volume 4. Now, Volume 4 really turns up because now Agni has to perform miracles for these people. I believe a few days go by before he catches up to the people. They end up escaping because one of the guys, the dude with the hood, I forgot his name, but I don't think he's that important. I'll see if his name's Uloy. He's very hyped up about their original religion. So here, let me give you show you what some of these guys. So Uloy, right there, and then that's the guy with the baseball hat, with a baseball bat that knocked out the flying guy. And Uloy, he was very hyped up on the religion and sent the remaining troops that were alive after the escaping prisoners. They ended up getting away with some help of a few new characters, some chick on a flying staff, and they end up pretty much getting away, start building a camp and everything like that. While Agni pretty much comes to his return, Togata pretty much Oh, actually, I did a mistake. The whole ice queen is in this one. My bad. But the whole Ice Queen interaction is in volume 4, not in volume 3. But also they pretty much almost don't even escape the guys. But it turns out, you know, with the extra help from the masked lady, well, with the half-naked lady, they end up defeating all the remaining soldiers and getting away, setting up a camp, and Togata pretty much pulls Agni aside and tells him that everybody here reveres you as a god. Now, what are you going to do about that? And he's like, what do you mean? You gotta perform miracles. First things first, we're running out of food. What are you gonna do about that? Canned foods are running low. People aren't fighting. People are sharing. People are being peaceful about it, but only because they believe that you're gonna do something about their hunger. So he ends up doing what he did in the beginning. Like, it's like starting all over again. He tells her to chop off his head. He'll regrow a new body and give them his body, split up his body. He's been told he has tasty meat, and that will suffice until he can come up with a real plan. So she starts doing it, and people start telling stories of how if you eat his lips, you become a better speaker. You eat his eyes, your eyesight get better. They're telling themselves, Togata talks about it to him, and is like, they're telling themselves that by eating your body parts, that they're gonna get divine wisdom, divine this, divine that. And even the lady that was flying on the staff, she even said, she was like, this is human meat, isn't it? Like, he's not really a god, he's just a blessed who's cursed with internal flame of some sorts. And Togata plays it off as if like, no, trust me, he is a god, but you only have two options. You can eat the meat that Lord Agni provided for you, or you can starve to death. And she ends up taking the meat, and it is what it is. So it just tells you that, like, when times are rough, people will tell themselves anything to cope with a rough situation. And it just shows you that people just turn to religion as a quick fix for certain problems. Now, the last chapter, and this is a very important one, because we get to see the Ice Witch, or supposed Ice Witch, and the Ice Witch saved Judah's life. And it ends up that she looks exactly like Judah, except she's got this like growth kind of thing coming out the side of her face. And she said her age is in the 4 digits, so she's a little over that. Well, not a little. She's 1,000+ years old. Now she said that not everybody is developed or as she is, but the fact that she looks just like her, she knows that she's more evolved than a regular evolved blessed. So she pretty much said that what I was thinking is that the blessed were the next step in the evolution, and being able to use one ability is one way of going about it, but once you're even more evolved beyond that, you can use multiple abilities, because when she first met Agni, she used ice abilities against Agni. And then when she brought Judah to her house or whatever, wherever it is, it's like a log cabin, she used a fire ability to light the firewood. So obviously she has more than one ability. So she says that she's going to absorb all the life from everything and have Judah become a tree that will warm the world. So that's very interesting. So I wonder, now I'm very invested on where it's going to go next. This is very interesting. I wish I could show you guys more pictures, but I definitely, if you do like dystopian worlds, but it really has some really messed up, like, you know what I mean, back end things that are happening in there. So if you're okay with reading stuff like that, I suggest you check it out. If you're a fan of Chainsaw Man, I suggest you check it out, because I believe it's in the same realm as that of, you know, messed upness. At least I hope it is, because if the story of Chainsaw Man isn't as up to par with this, I don't even understand why this isn't getting an anime first. If you don't want to buy it, but you do want to check it out, definitely find a way to check a few chapters out online, just to see if it's gonna be something you like. But yeah, as for the series so far, because now I'm officially halfway through, and I would like to give you guys my thoughts on it at the halfway point mark. So halfway through, it is very interesting. The world that he has built is very cold, pun intended. It is very scary in the sense of you don't really know what's gonna happen next. But like, not scary as in like I'm afraid, but like I'm more afraid for the people in it than like afraid of like the artwork being scary or anything. And I can't really say that about many manga. So like, I'm just fearful of what's gonna happen to these people, because they are pushing the subject that this is an ice age, and we have somebody now that is trying to pretty much kill everybody to get rid of the ice age. And just, she said she's gonna birth the new human race. So it's just very interesting, because now you have these people who developed abilities to cope with this world, and now you have people who are, you know, counteracting the progression of this world, because they are diminishing its resources by keeping it from the, you know, from, like they were saying in it, there's societies of people with lack of education, so they don't know anything. So once things started freezing up, they just turned to God. So I find that very interesting, and I've never really read anything like it before. And I have 4 more volumes to go. I'm going to start volume 5 right after I finish editing this video. So I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. This is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys. I hope you have a good day, time, night, whenever you guys are listening to this. Thank you.